So good morning.
Good morning.
How's everything going?
We're okay. Schedule's a bit tight. I'm trying to move some things this morning, but we'll see. If not, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. How about you?
Same. I'm trying to make my schedule work for me instead of my schedule trying to tell me or not having a schedule really. I was thinking that maybe I would like to talk about forgiveness and boundaries. And the reason I say forgiveness and boundaries today is because it's something that practicing actively is setting boundaries and also protecting them, but forgiving people at the same time. I don't really feel like I have a problem with forgiveness so much as the boundary part, because in some senses I'm very much a Libra and I hate drama. I'd rather just say, oh, yeah, and then just leave with my own thoughts and go deal with it myself because I don't, fighting and arguing is not my forte. I'd rather just leave. Not even mad, but just leave.
Yeah, I think I tend to walk away from things, and someone that I'm with doesn't like it when I walk away.
It's a very good practice to walk away before you start saying things out of
But
anger, because you can always say sorry, but you can't take it back.
yeah, I don't like drama, but I think before I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know how to deal gossip or anything, but like drama, like how to really communicate well. Sometimes I
Mm,
just avoid things and then walk away, and not really facing it and just being like, okay, I hear you. I understand why you're upset. I'm not validating the situation. I just walk away. So that I'm working on, the walking away part,
okay.
because the other day, just little things. Sometimes I forget that my husband will ask me if I want any food from a place. And
Mhm.
in my text, I'm about to say it, but then I'm like, no, I don't need to eat it. Right. So I erase it
Okay.
and I say
No.
no. And then when the food comes, I forget that I said no. And I said, where's
Mhm.
the food? And so he was like, what do you mean, where's the food? I'm like, where's the food? I'm like, oh, yeah, never mind. Never mind. I'll say never mind, right? And then he's about to get up, and I'm walking away. Okay, never mind. No, you're good. I totally forgot that I food. And then why are you walking away? And I'm just like, oh my God, relax. I forgot that I didn't order food. And then he gets mad because I walk away, the fact that I'm walking away. But to me, it's
Yeah.
like, I realize that I forgot. I don't need it
Mhm.
anymore. I'm walking
Mhm.
away. It's not out of disrespect, get real. But now, because I'm so self-aware, whatever,
I love
I
that.
I have to I go back in my mind. I'm like, I'm in his shoes and I'm walking away. Okay, I see his point.
Yeah.
But I can't explain the fact that I walk away. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes.
But
I'm very much the same. I'm gonna walk away from whatever the problem is. I do this with my mother, right? When there's a rift of any kind, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna leave. And then I just don't argue. It's ironic, is what it is, that she can hear when I'm fussy or I have a tone or maybe I'm having an attitude and I don't realize it. But if I mention it to her, like, oh, it's because you're talking to me in that tone, like you're mad. And she's, I don't have a tone, right? And I'm like, but you do. You do have a tone. So she can hear mine, but she doesn't hear her own. And then on top of that, because I don't really like to fight, I just rather just leave. I'm just like, whatever, and I'm out. Also, sometimes when you're close to somebody, they can only see what you're doing. They can never see what they're doing. They don't hear themselves or any of that. And it's hard to talk to them when things are heated, because there's been times when I've told her, and she's told me this too. It's not what you said, it's how you said it. And when you repeat that back to them, they're like, she's mentioned to me that, oh, we're all so sensitive. She has to be so careful about everything she says. And I'm like, that's everybody though. And when you are self-aware, you do realize, oh, maybe I'm doing this thing and I'm not intentionally doing it, but because you're reflective.
yeah,
And we try to improve that. I noticed that with some people, it doesn't matter if you validate it or not. They still only want to talk about what you did. And so then that's where you got to put that boundary up. You can only be around somebody like that for so long. And then you're like, okay, like there's a timeline. If you're with them for 2 or 3 days, then all of a sudden it starts getting difficult. And so I really try to be more careful of that. My mom likes to be 100% in my business now, and not in a bad way. She likes to be in the know of everything I'm doing. And
Why now though?
I'm like, I don't know. Why now? I'm an adult. Who cares if I made it where I'm supposed to go? I understand that you do care if I made it where I said I was going, but it's really not my job to report back to you that I did. If I leave your house at 8:30 and I go over to Cautious and I'm at Cautious for however long, I don't need to tell you I made it. I don't have to tell you. It's a courtesy that I do. I don't have to. But when you start texting me, asking me, did you make it? I need Cautious number so I can check on you. No, you don't. I'm not 15. When you should have been doing these things, you were busy working, and she did. She did. She used to make me, when you get there, call me. When you leave, call me. If you go somewhere, call me.
should
And
ask
that's
her.
like,
Why do you want to know? I'm 40 years old. Why why all of a sudden these questions? Like,
in my opinion, it's a control thing. Okay, so boundaries is something I've been working on, especially with my mom and my cousins, right? Like each other. I do what I want to do because I'm 40 and I can do what I want to do. I'm 42, but I'm in my 40s. I can do whatever I want to do. You're not responsible for me. I have my own finances. I make my own decisions. I don't necessarily need your advice. And sometimes I just don't want to tell you what I'm doing. Don't worry. Don't ask. I don't want to tell you. And it's hard for me to say it that plainly with them. So it's mostly with my mom because she's, all right, mom, if you watch this, don't get mad. She's always been very overbearing and controlling. It's my way, no way. It's not what you did, it's what you didn't do. It's not what you didn't do, it's what you were doing type thing. And my cousin's a little bit the same way, and not, she's a different type of that at the same time, because it's very little petty things like just extra opinions that I didn't ask for, or you ask a question and I answer it, but it's not enough information for you. So you keep asking. And then I just get quiet because if I wanted you to know, I'd tell you. And she's already mad. No, I just don't want to talk about this with you. But I don't. I even find myself apologizing. Oh, hey, I'm sorry. Like this morning, I said, oh, hey, look, I'm really sorry. I was talking about my daughter with her. And I said, listen, I'm really sorry that I was talking to you about this, because when I was coming from the car wash, I was reminded that even if I'm talking about whatever's going on with my daughter or whatever's going on with this, talking about with someone else to that depth is almost gossip, right? I know we're just conversating, but it's almost gossip. And I don't like gossip. I don't want no one gossiping about me. I want to gossip about no one. I also don't want your opinion on my daughter to change based on how I'm feeling or a situation between her and I. That's not fair to her.
and this, you're talking to your cousin.
And so I told her, I'm sorry that I dragged you in this conversation. And she was like, no, it's okay. We were just talking. I know that you care about her. I know that you're concerned about it. I was like, I know, but it's inappropriate for me to talk to you about that, because now it's almost making you accountable to, I was like, in the Bible, it's basically gossip is equal. No sin is greater than another, period. So then murder is murder, but gossip is gossip. They're equal. It's not worse than. So I shouldn't talk to you about this to that depth. I should just take it up with God in my prayers. This is the thing that I'm struggling with right now. I don't even continue to talk about it. I just need to let it be what it is.
Your relationship with your daughter.
About conversating about it. I love her. She's 22. She's living her best life. She's doing life the way she wants to. And who am I to have an opinion about how she does that? Yes, I'm her mother, but she's also an adult. And it's her turn. So I may not like it. I may not agree with it. But if she's happy and she's healthy and thriving, then my opinion doesn't matter about how she's doing things.
She's still going to do whatever she wants anyway.
Exactly. So why even waste the energy on that? If I think that she needs something else, then I should go talk to God about it, because he's the one who's going to, God and the universe are in control of everything. It doesn't have anything to do with me. Also, she has her own free will. So just let it be what it is and stop messing. Stop talking about it, basically. Focus on myself.
Yeah, because you can't really do much else with it. So you're just kind of stuck, feeling the feels. And I get it because you're a mom and she's your daughter. Yeah, I get your point.
So healthy boundaries in all things. But that's where I struggle, keeping my boundaries with people,
With your cousin,
with my cousin, with my mother, with
boundaries as far as what exactly? Like
allowing
too
them
much?
that too, because they're real good at probing. They just want to know. And they just ask and ask. And then I'm like, so then I end up saying, even if I don't want to, just,
I don't
just
really
keep
want
it
to talk
in the
about
wood.
it. And I appreciate
It's
you
hard.
asking. I think maybe you're just concerned because that's your way of asking, or you just want to know what I'm doing. But
I don't want to talk about this with you.
sometimes there's things that you just need to keep to yourself. Not everybody has to know everything.
Yeah, that's another one of those things that we had talked about in another episode. I don't ever really say because I'm still trying to work it out, and I don't want to say this and this, and then someone says, "Oh, I thought you were doing this. What happened?" Just wait and see. I'll just do my own thing in time. What is your take on forgiveness?
So before, now I understand more about forgiveness. Before, it's like, I just didn't want to let go of shit.
Yeah.
But now I feel like I understand not about the other person or the thing that happened. It's about you or me making peace with it and not letting it affect your everyday. So, like with the thing with my father,
Oh,
it doesn't really affect me anymore. He doesn't really affect me either anymore.
mhm.
But before, it took me like a year or maybe 2 years to really make peace with it because he's just ridiculous. He's not gonna come to me and say, I want to work things out, Felicia. I don't know. He's not that type of person. He doesn't know how to communicate in that way, and he has a victim mentality. So when you're trying to deal with that, and when the other person doesn't have the higher awareness that you may have or I may have, there's not much I could do. I can't
Right.
force people to change this and that. I think redirecting focus really helps when going through a huge change like that. Like I focus on the kid, other things I'm doing like this. And with family, you already know what to expect, right? You already know them better than they know themselves, right? And
Mhm.
so it shouldn't upset me or anybody else if they keep acting the same way. It should be expected. And it's hard. I understand why it's hard because they are family, right?
Right.
Our family, but they may not be the healthiest bunch.
Yeah.
And you can't
Right.
change people no matter how close. And the best thing is to change yourself, how you respond. But that's also hard as well. But I think once you're able to have more control of self,
Mhm.
you'll be less affected by other
Yeah.
people. But also the thing is we have distance between us, me and my father. So like
Mhm.
physical distance. So he's not like down the street or anything. He's like,
Well,
he lives in another town, like 30, 40 minutes away. So that helps. Yeah, I'm not in need of physical support for myself.
mhm.
So it's fine. I'm really healthy. I'm able to take care of my kids. I don't need help in that way. But
Mhm.
I understand some people may not agree because they think, oh, forgiveness, like I'm letting them off the hook. It's not that. Forgiveness,
No, not at all.
it's more about me not holding on to the fact on whatever they did
Mm.
and not thinking about them. My sister's the same. I don't talk to my sister. So my
I
only
don't want to
sibling,
talk to my brothers.
my only sibling I don't speak to. She's the same way. She has the same characteristics as my father. And she's a jealous person, but she will never tell
Mhm.
me, and that's not my fault. I mean, I don't let life happen to me the way that she does. So, yeah, we're just different. But yeah, forgiveness was a hard thing for me to really understand and take hold of. But I feel like I'm more at peace now that I understand more about forgiveness, and I basically cut off. So I don't have boundaries. I basically just cut the string off. So there's no boundaries to be bounded.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my little spiel.
So forgiveness for me had always been, it was drilled into me to
Drilled
be,
into you. Okay.
yes, to be always be the bigger person, forgive them, be the bigger person.
It's so
So
exhausting.
it very
And it's
much
so
is.
unfair to just always say that.
Yeah, be the bigger person. I hate that saying. When
Yeah,
people say be the bigger person.
he'll always be the bigger one. They're not going to take accountability of their actions. I was
Mm,
the same way.
yeah, same all the time. My mom would tell me that all the time. But like I said, it was drilled into me to be the bigger person and to forgive, right? So for a long time, forgiveness for me, I was very resentful of having to forgive. Like, oh, I always have to be the one to forgive everybody for what they're doing. But I realized later in life that forgiveness is from my heart to give me the peace that I need and to be able to move on with a clean slate. So if I took it like this, I'm wasting my energy not forgiving them and staying angry. It's not hurting them. It's not hurting them one bit. They don't. they're- Some people could be completely oblivious to the fact that you're even mad at them, or you haven't forgiven them, and they're living their best life, and you're over here. Let me say that I'm over here wasting my time being angry about something that doesn't even matter to them. They're sleeping at night and I'm over here still angry about it and how dare they and I can't believe.
Exactly.
So why even waste
Exactly.
my energy? So I redirected it and I turned it into forgiveness is not for it as much as it is for them, it's also for me, but it's more for me than it is for them because I also want people to forgive me if I fell short or hurt them or offended them. And sometimes you can actually have that conversation with the person and you can make amends, but I've also learned that just because you forgive doesn't mean you have to have a relationship with that person. I've forgiven plenty of people that I don't even talk to anymore. And then there's people that I hope they've forgiven me, or if I've offended them or something's wrong, they can come talk to me about it and feel comfortable to be like, hey, this thing you did upset me. So I can apologize, a heartfelt apology. And then there's also, what if I don't agree that I did this thing? So maybe they can just forgive me so that they can have the same peace. And then going through and becoming her really solidified because I was at a place where I could already forgive, but going through that brought me to the awareness that we speak of all the time that seriously holding that negative energy is keeping me from growing and being at the higher frequencies that I need to operate in. Because holding that negative energy is putting out that negative energy, which is pulling it back into me. And so I did a whole timeout session by myself where I asked myself and I made peace with things that I didn't realize, but I just really dug in deep and sat in the quiet and the still with some high frequency playing and asking myself, what are deep things that I haven't gone through to forgive so that I can forgive them so that I can have a clean slate for myself and rise to the higher frequency that I was trying to move into.
And they don't need to know that you forgive. You could just be like,
You could just forgive them and burn the paper and move on, right?
yes. And physical distance helps too, just to be away from, because
Yes.
there's so many wounded souls out in your own family.
Why in our family? I feel like in the family units, there's so much unresolved stuff. And some of the members in the family cannot get to a place where they can forgive and move on. We're still talking about something from 30 years ago. Let it go already. Let it go. We don't have to have the same talk. We don't have to get mad about the same thing all over again. My youngest brother loves to talk about, remember when you did this? And I'm like, God, no, I don't want to talk about that no more. I'm past that. I'm not gonna say I buried it because I made peace with it and I lovingly let it go because that version of me doesn't serve me of who I am today. So can we please just stop talking about who I was? Because that's not who I am.
That's the thing about family too. They only see you as a cut out board of the version they want to remember you by. They don't want to see that you're growing. They don't want to admit, you know what I mean? They don't see it. They don't
Eh,
they don't know you at this point. They only know whatever, the traumatized version or the version they're most connected
They know.
with. Yeah, they're never same way. They used to call me, "Oh my God, Felicia, you're such a bitch. Oh my God, Felicia, you're sensitive." Okay?
Oh, my mom used to call me
And
crybaby when I was little.
what is that supposed to do? I already know that, but it's like, what about it? Because I wasn't just being, honestly, when my sister called me a bitch many times.
Oh,
It's because I wouldn't go with the flow. I wouldn't do what she asked me to do. And so I'm a bitch, right? Because I don't,
oh, yeah,
but I'm not really. Because it's like,
you're not.
anyway, and like, it was just, yeah, because so this is mostly like high school stuff. I would come home, I'm so tired. I'll come home like 6 o'clock. I'm fucking tired. I still got to do homework, and she wants to hang out in my.
Then get out. I'm
They
trying to do
don't.
my homework.
They don't got that. I'm obviously look tired. I obviously don't want to talk. Give me some space. But no, I always got to do. I always have to comply. No, and so I'm a bitch, right? I'm a bitch because I went to the mall once with her and her old boyfriend, and I don't even know I went. Maybe I was with a driver, and my stomach started getting sick. So this happened to me in my 20s, my early
Mhm,
college years. I would get really low blood sugar,
mhm.
and I would just start seeing static, right? And I can't stand.
Okay.
So that happened to me maybe 3 times, and I don't know why. They said it was a heart
Okay.
palpitation, but it ended up being nothing. It could have been stress. I
Okay.
don't know. It happened in the mall, okay, of all
Mhm.
places. And I needed to sit. And my sister was like, "You're always sick." Blah, 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 like a fucking chihuahua, because she's 4 feet tall. She wasn't really comforting as a sister. And I always was envious of people that had siblings and got along with them. But yeah, so I had that. And how do you get along with people like that? And then
You really
I,
can't because they're determined to have a problem.
and it's always surface level with my sister, right?
Mhm.
Always. If I even say something at a deeper level, she's, huh? I don't know. Or it's, if she hears me say something, she'll use it as
Mhm.
her answer. And I'm like, I just said the thing, and you're using my words to respond to my question. It was
Mhm.
just like, it's no mind of her own. I just don't get along with Capricorns. I'm sorry.
Well,
I've known several ones, and just don't. We don't see
yeah.
eye to eye. We don't vibe.
There- Yeah, I saw her Capricorn. You guys are difficult a lot. No,
Okay.
no, I thought it was just me. They're very, and my experience with the Capricorns that I've dealt with, they're very, it's about them. It's always about them. They don't care about nobody else. It's always about them. Oh, they're oblivious to other people and their feelings completely, no
Thank
matter how
you.
connected they
Oh
are
my
to
God.
I need you to do this thing. But you were just so awful with me. Why would I want, like, why do you not want to? Because I don't like how you've been treating me. This doesn't line up with, and then they're like, what do you mean? I have no idea what you're talking about. That's just my experience with the Capricorns that I've experienced. I'm not gonna say all of them because there's always the one off who surprises you and it's totally nothing like that. But
There's one friend that's a Capricorn. I'm surprised I get along with her. She just moved to a different city because of her job. But we
yeah.
used to work together in the salon, and I was so
Mhm.
shocked that she was a Capricorn.
She probably her rising and her moon would probably make her awesome.
Yeah, I don't know what her rising and her moon is,
Yeah.
but she also grew up the same way I did with a single father.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
why her outlook is a little different as well. but she's the only one. But anyway, I've
Mhm.
known 3 others outside of her, and it's just,
Don't-
everything is about you.
I don't quicken.
You don't ask me about me. And the 2 that I know of or know, they wear their emotions on their sleeve. And
Mm.
I'm like, and you always jump into conclusions. And they never say the thing that they want to say.
Man,
No,
they're so secretive.
that too. And they always want to assume what I'm, for example, what I'm thinking, or like, yes, it's always about them. And I'm just like, I'm so sick of this. And knowing that I didn't do anything, knowing that I didn't
Yeah.
do anything wrong, and it's always a miscommunication or
Oh
a
my.
misunderstanding of some kind. And I'm like,
And
I'm
then it's
over
always
this.
my fault.
I'm over this. I'm so over this. Get over yourself. It's not always about you.
They like to say that. It's not always about you. And I'm like,
Trying to understand one side of the story and the other side of the story. And
yes.
one time my
I'm
sister, yeah, she was like, "Why do you not?"
harmony.
That's the Libra rising in me. Okay, I'm a
Mhm.
Leo sun, Libra
Mm.
rising. Okay,
Oh, it's
so
funny.
I
Mine is
need to.
opposite.
That's why we get along. And I'm just like, there's always 2 sides, right? So
Always.
is it? And then, why aren't you not on my side? I'm like, oh my God, are you for real? Are you? I don't even
Because I
know.
can see both sides.
I don't understand. For one, I don't
Mm.
understand. And I know my sister. She lies a lot. She's a liar. So is my father. I'm not afraid to say it. And if they do, and they find me, kid, it doesn't affect me, and it won't have affect me.
Yeah.
They know that about themselves. But if you turn it around and put a mirror, oh my God, why are you talking to me like this, Felixia?
Mhm.
But you're the one that talked to me like this. This is how I learn, because you talk to me like this. So
My experience with the Capricorn was similar to that very thing that you're saying. That you can't hold up the mirror. You're the problem.
because they don't. Also, they don't want to admit to themselves that they had to do some work. That's what I've noticed. My sister, she'll always be the surface level. It will never,
Mhm.
it will never go through. People that, like, you say one thing, it goes out the other.
Yes.
It'll
Mhm.
never go through
They don't hear. Mhm.
ever. And that's why they are where they are. Doing whatever.
Things.
Doing whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. That sums up my experience. Definitely with my experiences of the Capricorn, most especially the most recent Capricorn I was dealing with. It was always reframed to me that I'm the problem. I'm always worried about me. I'm only worried about me. I'm only worried about what I'm doing. I don't communicate. I'm always busy. You don't have time. And I'm like, no, I'm on a schedule. I'm focused on doing these things that I said I was going to do for myself. And in between, I try to make time to have communication with you, and you're totally checked out. And it was come back to me like this. I'm not just going to sit around and wait for you to have time. No, I'm working on something. I'm doing something productive for myself. Why would you be so selfish? And then, you know what? On the flip side of that, maybe it's not selfish. Maybe they don't want to sit around and wait, but I sat around and waited for you.
Yeah, it's a 2-way street, and it's always a 1-way.
One way. Yes, there's no reciprocation.
Yeah.
None
That hurts.
is how I feel. It does. It hurts my heart. I'm very much, my love language is my time and gifts. I love to give gifts. And sometimes they're not, to me, they're meaningful gifts.
Your love
I
language
love
to give to people?
I love to give, but the best one is my time. My time to other people is like this.
Just I'm like talking on the phone or this time.
Yeah. Yes. Give her my time to them. If I've cut out time from my day to spend with you, know that this is the highest gift I can give. So time is very important to me. I cannot stand for people to make me late, right? I'm okay if you're late. I have a person in my life who did not respect time, but time for me was a problem. And when I went and I dug down to the root cause of that is my mom didn't have time for me, but not because she didn't have time for me because she's working 3 jobs as a single mother. Her time was very stretched. And so because she didn't have time to give me individual time, it always made me feel like I wasn't worthy of having that time given to me. So time is very important to me. I give my time with much thought to people. And this person, girl, couldn't be on time to save his life, for real, just not on time. And then on top of that, I dealt with people who didn't respect my time because they didn't care to respect the time. They just kind of did whatever, very whimsical in their ways, walking around oblivious to everything, and only they mattered. So that was always a problem for me. And so because I value time, and growing up, we were late to everything. I hated that. But I couldn't be late, especially once I started playing sports in school. You cannot be late. Late is not a thing. You're going to get laughed if you're late. And so I learned the flip side of that, and I'm very schedule oriented now. And so if I get sick or I cancel or I'm late, it's legitimately because I'm running late. Something happened. It's keeping me from being on time. And then I have people who they get so bent out of shape if that happens to me, my mother. And we had that little talk about that. Like, when you make me wait or you're late, I'm very forgiving of that. But if it's me, you're so angry at me. And she's like, yeah, but you're never. Exactly, because I'm never late. So then give me some grace when I am late or I have to rearrange the schedule, because I don't do it all the time.
Yeah. So did she calm down after that?
She did. She said, I'll work on it. I was like, okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah. And it's kind of sad that us children have to teach our parents how to communicate.
Yes. But they're from the generation where do as I say, not as I do.
So their
Children
parents
are
do
to be
that
seen and not heard.
Their parents are like, don't say anything, just sit there with
Take it.
tea, or hide, go to the room and hide because we got to do meetings or whatever. So yeah, my grandfather, I'd never met my other grandfather, but well, I've heard stories and he wasn't that. Actually, both of them weren't that great as far as being parent and the communication factor. It was always do as I say, not what I think. So they're the children of that era, and so they try to bestow it on us. But then we're like the cycle breakers, at least the ones that are smart enough to understand, realize.
Yeah, we try really hard. Yeah, put a lot of effort into it.
I feel like I'm doing it.
Up until recently, I thought I did a good job of that, but I recently found out that my daughter's high school years were traumatic. She doesn't even remember them. And I'm trying to figure out what was traumatic. No, we were having family dinner at my mom's, and this is the last time I seen her. And we were all talking about, they were the kids, Jasmine and Stacey, my niece, and we were all talking, and I was actually doing a lot of listening just to listen to what was going on. And Stacey just said it, girl, there's been times when my friend's talking about something, I'm like, what are you talking about? And she was like, oh, you were there. How do you not remember? She was like, oh, I don't know, but I guess because high school was so traumatic.
Okay, so
I just suppressed all of it.
if it's so traumatic, what is traumatic about it? It's obviously
But she
something.
doesn't know. She suppressed all of it.
But
That's
it's
what
like,
she
how do
said.
you? But how do you know? So that's my question, right? How do you know it's traumatic?
Mm.
Couldn't remember. If you couldn't remember, how is it traumatic? If you didn't remember at all, you said, "Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it was happy." Or, do you know what I'm saying? Traumatic has to come from somewhere, a memory of some kind. How do you know it's traumatic if you didn't remember? Is my question.
Yeah, that's a good question. But I didn't care not to ask. Then there was the phone call. You need to do this and da 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, right now it's not a good time for you to talk to me. I gotta go. And we haven't spoke since. Actually, I said it like this. Right now, I'm in the middle of doing something else. So if there's nothing else, I'll talk to you later. And that was it. And that was before I went to Australia. Before I went to Italy.
Maybe you are too going to the gala.
I am going to go to the gala. God willing, and money comes in. We'll have to talk about the process of getting life together enough to do that.
To do what? To move?
No, not to, yeah, that too. I have in the basement, I have a whole house worth of stuff. Maybe I'm moving to Austin, girl. I'm really like,
Just
I
move
am,
to, yeah, if you just stay in Texas, but not near your family.
yes, that's exactly what I'm
That way
thinking.
that way we can visit you in Texas and go to a Kill Tony show. And
Tell Tony show is in Austin.
yeah, he's a comedian. So he does live, it's like a podcast, but for comedians. We'll call in like random people who want to come up. You sign in and you pick a name from the thing. And they have 1 minute
Ooh,
to do a show, their thing.
improv. Okay, cool.
My husband is a really good fan, a big fan of Kill Tony and Joe Rogan's in Texas. I mean, I don't watch a lot of Joe Rogan, but depending
Mhm.
on his guest, then I'll feel like it's worth listening to at least a partial. But yeah, we want to go and visit Texas. So I could say I have a friend in Texas.
Oh, yes, yes.
And I told him about the we.
The what?
The we.
The we? Oh, good. Funny, because I'm going through the twist today.
I was like, my friend wants to give me a we. He's what? A we? What do you mean we? We, like the thing. Oh, and then
Yeah.
he looked up the price and I was like, and then the next day he was like, did your friend send the we? And
No, I have to go through. So I have a box full of, oh my God.
no, I said, give it time. She needs to get her shit together.
Yeah. So I'll get that sent. I'm going through the toys today. That's fine that you said it because I'm going through the toys today.
Yeah. No worries.
So
That's
I have
not a
all these
rush.
toys. So I have all these toys that were Stacy's, right? Like, girl. Again, I have boxes, totes full of toys that belong to Stacy from when she was little because I wanted to save. God, we're so sentimental. I wanted to save them so when she had babies, I could play with the grandkids with her toys. But at this
That's
point,
why you
it's
sell the
like,
toys.
I did. That's why. But at this point, it's these toys are just taking up space. She doesn't care about them. I don't even know if I'll ever even see her when she gets married, has kids, all that. Who knows? Who knows what the future holds? I may be dead before that happens. You never know. You don't really know what's going to happen. Also, speaking of that, I have a life insurance policy that I need to have rewritten. $350,000.
You
And I don't.
kids under?
Oh my God. I would. I really would.
Joke. Joke.
No, I'm not joking. I don't care if Stacey watches this or not. I don't want her to have not one of my diamonds. Not one penny. I know that's so mean, but
I always edit.
but seriously, I just feel that's fine. You can leave it. I love her idea. I love her very dearly, but I don't want her to have one penny of mine when I'm dead. And maybe, like I said, maybe that's selfish, but I would leave it to some cats. Okay, I'm done.
You, I don't. People do leave money to their dogs, and so I just don't know how that works.
That one works. How does that work?
It has to leave up to a person to coordinate that.
Yes, you do. You have to leave it to an attorney to coordinate all of that.
Both my kids have
Someone they can't. Stacey has one.
the
I have one on
babies. It's
Stacey.
just for each of them.
Yeah, that's all Stacey is.
Yeah, and then it's whole life, so I just leave it.
Oh, mine's whole life.
If they want to borrow it later on to buy a car, they can. What did it?
Yeah. I really want this money to go into a trust. That way, whoever gets it has it in a trust so that no one can ever take it from them. And then
Yeah.
have the trust dispute it to them over time and not just all at one time. Because you know what happens when people get big fat payouts like that. They, see,
'cause I
that's
don't
that.
wanna- Yeah, I don't want to. This is what I started learning about, like, how do millionaires, billionaires make money? So I started
Trust.
to the rabbit hole. They use
Mhm.
insurance instruments, like,
Okay.
okay, how do I need money though? See, I wasn't working,
Mhm.
and now I'm looking. There's so much I could do, but yeah, I think I'm just getting ready to
Maybe open your babies, both of them, a Roth. Start putting money in it because any money that you put into the Roth is already taxed, and then you're not paying tax on any of the growth. No, they don't have to work to have a Roth. You can create a Roth for them. You're the one paying into it. Even if it's only $20, like $20 here and there, and it gets. Oh, see, look at that.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't know until it's too late, right? And again, it's like the
It's
power.
never too late. It's never too late.
Oh no, I have a
like-
Roth.
Oh, okay. Oh, for you or for her?
For me, I didn't know that you could set one up for your kids. I had no idea.
So I got the insurance policy when my oldest one was 6 months old. And then I got one for 50. And then I got one
Mhm.
recently for my baby. And then my husband has an Acorns. I have my own, but he handles the kids because it's better if it's just a thing. And so we just save Christmas, birthdays, and all that put into there.
Mhm.
Everything. We don't spend.
Yeah.
And then his
Right.
last birthday, we also added a link to his Acorns if anyone wanted to invest in that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Because
awesome. That's
because I'd rather do that. We also had a short list of things that he wanted, but it wasn't much because he's so
yeah.
picky, right? And so
Mhm.
I said, if they want to invest, they can. And then I made a invitation on Canva and I figured out how to put the link. And
Love it.
some people invested. So because they're just going to get toys and clothes and grow out of it, and which means nothing
Mhm.
later on. So if it's something that we don't have to invest in, or at least help us invest in them, then so we're trying to build, because our parents didn't really teach us anything as well. They just said save, save. But what does that really mean? That's so vague, right? There's so many ways to save, so many ways to invest. I mean,
Investing is better than saving, but saving is better than nothing.
yeah, so saving is the first step to save, the first step to investing. So you want to save, like, you know what I mean, your what's it called?
$5,600
3
is
months or
what you
6
can.
months where they're going to
Mhm.
pay off your credit cards. And then, if it's like a $10,000 savings, you can do like a high
Mhm.
index fund, which is going to fucking compound like my motherfucker. What I want to do for the kids. So hopefully doing sales or will help us get there and everything. It will.
I like to talk to my Uncle Bill because he is the money master in our family. He really knows how to. Her mom worked for Edward Jones, and that was
Hmm.
another reason she was so smart. And people who understand financing and moving things and making the money work for you, those are the people that I like to hang out with because even though my brain doesn't capture all of it, I still learn.
Yes.
I may not ever be able to do as well as they did, but
That's,
at least I know how to make my money work for me instead of
I
just
started learning
having
myself.
money. Did you?
Yeah, I bought, oh my God, my garage is so full of dummies for investing.
Mm.
But I skimmed through those and I did, so I learned more audiobooks and YouTube. And I was subscribed to a lot of financial podcasts. So I started learning beyond term life insurance. There's full index life and annuities.
Universal
God,
life
like, I'm
insurance.
like, yes, the key
Universal
to
life
wealth.
insurance is good. Yes, it really is, but nobody tells you that because we don't talk about money. Money, you don't talk about
Sex
politics, you don't talk about religion.
and
Oh, okay.
sex.
So,
And you don't talk about sex, right? But it's like, those
yeah.
are the things that affect us the most. And those things are inevitable as human beings, especially the money and the
Yeah.
sex part. Like,
Mm,
how do we interact? How we romance, all
Yeah.
things.
What's the difference?
That's what I mean. And also getting together. And it's just
Yeah.
like, fuck, man, it's just so inevitable. And I don't know. Like we mentioned, they're from a generation, and it's like this, oh, don't do as I do, do as I say. I'm like, that's so confusing.
Right.
You're doing it in front of me. Let's say
Mhm.
you're dating so many people, someone that,
Yeah.
you're doing it in front of me as I grow up.
So, of course, I'm going to do it. Like you seem like you do.
And of course, I'm going to be rebellious because you don't tell someone to do something, especially when you're not doing it yourself. That's why it sounds so minute, but I talked to my husband about the kids. If they want ice cream, my 5-year-old asked for ice cream this morning when he woke up. I
Oh,
said, we have to have some food first before we have ice cream. He's like, for real? Yeah, we need it. He was like, okay, oatmeal, oatmeal. I want oatmeal.
mhm.
I was like, okay, you want oatmeal? Can you wait 5 minutes? Because I was feeding the baby. And I made oatmeal for him because he wants ice cream right after. And they're both sugary. You know what I mean? The instant oatmeal.
Yeah, but
But it's like,
lemon sound so good.
he likes the brown sugar one.
Oh, yum.
But at least it has milk. At least it's like
Yeah.
something. So
I
that,
put a gang of butter in mine.
yeah. So that's one thing we're like constantly doing, like not lying to them and just, you need this first before you get that.
Mhm.
So yeah, and I think, yeah, girl, things change. And I feel like our parents are not changing with times or not being open. And I get it because as parents, after high school, we don't know the lingo anymore. We don't know the cool stuff. At
Mm,
least I don't.
not cool. I'm not cool.
I'm like,
I'm
okay,
about to get canceled is what I was told.
but me too. And I'm fine with it.
Oh,
I'll just put
we're overly sensitive these days. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. We have a generation that's overly sensitive. I do understand respecting people's boundaries, but you guys that are always so I'm triggered. You know why you're triggered? Because no one taught you how to deal with your feelings, and it's okay to feel or think differently from someone else. I am from the generation where you are basically raising yourself like a pack of wolves on your own. We're just, that's what it is. Okay. We had to regulate our own feelings. If we were mad, we had to go to the room. We couldn't talk back. We weren't allowed to actually cry in front of people because then we're sensitive. So we had to go do it all alone. But also, you're supposed to feel the feeling. It's okay to be angry, but you don't have to be mean. It's okay to cry. You please don't hold it in. Cry, be angry, but also don't lash out and hurt people at the same time. There's a boundary.
Like,
it's a fine line.
Don't throw things because you're upset or angry. Like, don't be violent.
If you have to punch something, punch your bed or the pillow, okay?
Or scream and
don't scream at people, don't hit people, don't hit things. I learned that the hard way. Don't hit things. Because when I was young, I'd get mad and want to hit something. And
or if you it's rough growing up because then you think this is normal, right? You think how you grow up is normal. You think, oh, my parents just like that. Oh, you think how they care because they ask you questions and they just care, right? You think that way because they normalize it. They program you to think that way. There's conditions, right? And then once you have your own family or you step outside of your home, you just kind of see
the wide world.
And I'm like, damn. My husband, he was my boyfriend at the time. And every time he'd see my sister, my dad, every time they would leave, he goes, "They're kind of weird, huh?" Or I'm like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "I don't know. They just..." At first, he would say that a few times, and I'm just like, brush it off. I'm like, "Yeah, that's normal. That's just how they are." And then it really hit me when I got pregnant, and I'm like, "You're right, right?" Like, an outside eyes are looking in, and I've always accepted the fact that they were like that. And now it makes sense why things didn't happen for me. I guess you would say, I don't know how to say that, but their behaviors prevented a lot of new relationships from forming that could have helped my trajectory. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And I noticed that like in my 30s, I was like, oh my God, like my dad's behavior when he would meet non-Filipinos. And I'm just like, it's so embarrassing. He doesn't know how to act.
I was always embarrassed to bring anyone from my family. I met him.
It was embarrassing to be his daughter, but it's not embarrassing for him to have me as his daughter. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm the trophy. I'm the trophy daughter, if you will. Oh, she got a master's degree. Oh, she did this. But you had no effort
rolling it.
I'm in debt because of that and beyond. I'm struggling and you don't see that. You don't want to see it. But the fact that I did this thing on paper, oh my God. And then this and that. And I'm just like, I did that on my own. I'm just like, no, that's mine. And my kids are mine. You have no say, or you don't get to see them. You know what I mean? Because just because I gave birth to them and just because I'm your daughter by blood, that doesn't mean we have that relationship so that you can see them. And I don't live in that world anymore of like, just you're older just because you're older and I need to respect that. I don't live in that world anymore. Not in my world.
Yeah. I think respect is mutual now that I'm an adult.
Well,
and at 42.
So now that I'm 40, right? Now I'm 40 as well. And having younger generations after us, I can see where the respect is needed as well with younger folks. Younger folks just want to be heard. They want to be understood. And I know as now I'm an older person, it's so weird.
Well, it is, right? Like, when did I get to be?
Because I used to be the younger one, right?
Yeah.
So now I can definitely relate to them. because they do
Mhm.
have parents that are still younger than boomers, but still in
Mhm.
that, especially
Generation X.
especially Latinos, Asian cultures, stuff like that. We have similarities as far as family units. So that's why we
Mm.
understand each other more.
Yeah.
We understand the culture. We understand what it means to have a family and culture. Yeah, that may not be. Yeah, so we just understand each other more because our lives are very similar. They're not the same at all, but very similar dynamic. And so I understand the younger generation, and they totally respect that about me, because I do feel like it needs to be earned. You respect the younger generation and don't judge them because they're young or inexperienced.
They still have value to give to you of the knowledge and the things that they know. Just because they're young doesn't mean anything.
Because they still have, for example, we're both moms, right? And so
Mhm.
maybe young people may not have moms themselves, but maybe they're always around babies because everybody
Mhm.
around, like their cousins or their aunts have babies, so they know how to raise
Mhm.
babies. And I just don't like the fact, because when I was younger or single as well, people are like, "Oh, you don't understand because you're single. I don't have kids." I'm like, okay, but what does that have to do with
Raised me and my
parenting?
brothers.
I have cats and dogs. Like, I know
I
how
still
to,
have to care and feed them.
yeah, 24/7. This doesn't stop, right? But yes, it's not as intense as being a mom, but it's a start, and they get the idea.
Yeah.
So I'm going off on a tangent.
Okay.
Anyway, we're just one thing after another.
Yeah. But young people have something to offer. Just like, I just feel like respect is the key to respect is you have to give respect to get respect. And we have a generation that still demands that you respect them, whether they respect you or not. And then we're in the middle. I feel like
Culturally
we,
too, culturally as
yeah,
well. Depending
yeah,
on your culture, you're always gonna
for sure.
respect the older adults no matter what.
Yeah. They can say whatever, do whatever, but you better
Be
not step
very,
out of line.
I hate this. I don't, it's very abusive in a sense.
That's the bands.
Emotionally.
Yes, it is. It's extremely abusive. I don't think they see it that way though. And I think, well, I was told I'm going to get canceled because there's certain things that I say that are offensive. And I'm like,
On the
look,
on the
man,
pod.
no, no, I haven't said them on the pod yet.
That's in person. In person.
Yeah, in person. Yeah. And so it was my daughter telling me I was going to get canceled. Really get canceled. And I was like, okay, so, and
Canceling doesn't exist in our generation.
listen, you don't like what I said, go to the other room and be mad or angry and then come back and talk to me and tell me that you didn't like this. Find your words, use your words. It's okay to tell me that you don't like what I said. And I'll be like, yeah. So
So that's her
my
reaction.
brother, yeah,
You're gonna
you're gonna get canceled. You're gonna get canceled because you say this thing. And I was like, no, I ain't gonna get canceled. But me and my little brother, we like at the beginning of this woke thing back in 2010, right? Me and my little brother and his wife had a joke. It was my favorite joke. Is people like, oh, I'm offended. And so we started saying, oh, I'm offended. I'm offended that you're offended. And that's basically what everybody's walking around doing. Oh, I'm offended. Oh, this, I'm that. And I'm just like, look, everything is not offensive. You don't have to agree with everything. You can have your own opinion. You can express that without being nasty or rude or whatever. You can also choose to just don't be in that realm around those types of people. It's real simple. Everybody has a choice. You have a choice. And I was always taught if you don't like something, you can always get up and leave.
Yeah.
I think that's why I walk away when there's conflict. They're like, bye.
Yeah. If it's not worth dealing with, then you walk away.
Here's the thing. I have very few friends. I know lots of people. There's the big
different.
And people are like, oh, you know everybody, or you have a lot of friends. And I'm like, I don't have a lot of friends. I have a lot of acquaintances. I know a lot of people. Just because I know them, just because I'm kind and polite,
But
doesn't
you don't
mean that they're
confide in
actually
them.
my friends. No, hell no.
Yeah.
No. I have 3 friends, 5 total.
Yeah.
I can name my top 3 friends: Veronica, Kosher, you, Fernanda, fourth friend, Helene. Those are my friends. I don't actually have. None of my here's the other thing. none of my friends are actually really close to me. They're all far
The
away.
little friend, like the friends that you consider friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.